There are 3 different types of decimal division problems that we're going to cover this week or this year, kiddos. We talked about one of them yesterday, and that's simply when we have in our dividend a decimal number, and that decimal just comes straight up to our quotient. That's very easy. Today, we're going to start the day talking about the second type. It doesn't look like the way that my numbers are sitting here. It doesn't look like that we have many decimals to deal with. But as we get started, you'll see where those decimals come into play. So I'm going to get started with my division. I'm going to go through the division pretty quickly. Looking up at my first problem on the left, I have 245 divided by 20. I cannot do 2 divided by 20, so I'm going to put a 0, but I can do 24 divided by 20. That will happen one time. 1 times 20 is 20. 24 minus 20 is 4. I'm ready to bring down my 5, making it 45 divided by 20. And that happens 2 times. 20 will go into 45 2 times. So 2 times 20 is 40. And when I do my subtraction, I end up with a 5. Now, hopefully you're noticing something a little different than all the problems we've covered so far with division. We don't typically end up with a remainder, or at least we haven't yet. I want you to get this very clear in your head. We are no longer allowed to have remainders with our division answers. Remainders are so 5th grade. 6th graders do not use remainders. 6th graders use decimals. So here's what we're going to do. We need to continue our process. We just subtracted, and if you remember my different steps in my algorithm, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, if we just subtracted, then that means we're ready to bring down. The problem is we don't have anything to bring down, but we can create something for ourselves. So what we're going to do is put a decimal point after 245, and we're going to add a 0. So I want you to think about that. Did I change 245 in any way as far as the value? No, I did not. 245 is still 245. It doesn't matter if we call it 245.0. I didn't change the value. But what I did do is I gave myself something to now be able to bring down. So I have a 0 that I can bring down, and that means I can continue my division problem. So I'm going to go back up to, after I bring down, I'm going to go back up to divide. I've got a 50 divided by 20, and that goes 2 times. 2 times 20 is 40. And when I do my subtraction, I end with 10. Again, remainders are so 5th grade. We're not going to keep that remainder. We're going to keep adding zeros so that we can continue our algorithm, our steps, and after we subtract, bring down, have something to bring down so I can continue the process. So now I have 100 divided by 20. Well, that goes 5 times. 5 times 20 is 100. And finally, after I subtract, I don't need anything else to bring down because I finally have a remainder of 0. The only other thing to worry about is this guy right here, our decimal. Since we added 1, we've got to make sure he makes his way to the top to our quotient. So our answer of 245 divided by 20 is 12 and 25/100. Let's go over to my second problem. I have 221 divided by 65. I cannot do 2 divided by 65, so I'm going to put a 0 up there. I also cannot do 22 divided by 65, so I actually need 2 zeros. But I can do 221 divided by 65. It happens to be able to go into 221 3 times, and 3 times 65 is 195. In my algorithm, I just multiplied, so I'm ready to subtract. And when I do my subtraction, I'll do that for you so it's official. We're going to have to borrow from 2 and make this into 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. Again, we cannot do 1 minus 9. We're going to have to borrow again. So we're going to borrow from this 2. And we have an 11 minus 9 is 2. So 221 minus 195 is 26. But there's nothing else to bring down if I were to continue my algorithm. So just like last time, we need to give ourselves something to bring down by adding a decimal and a 0. I want you to think yourself really quickly, what happens if I didn't add the decimal point and I just added a 0? Would I still have the same problem? Would I still have the same value? And the answer is no. The reason for that, hopefully, you're seeing that I started with 221. If I just add a 0 without a decimal point, I no longer have 221, I have 2,210. So in order to keep my 221 the same, I need to make sure I add that decimal point before I add my 0. And that keeps it a whole number 221. So now that I added my 0, now I'm ready to bring that 0 down. When I bring it down, I can start my process over again, and I'm doing 260 divided by 65, and that goes 4 times. And 4 times 65 just happens to be 260. So when I subtract, there I'm left with my 0 remainder. If I did not have a 0 remainder, I would need to start the process or keep the process going by adding another 0 here, but that's not necessary. I do, however, have one more thing to take care of, and that's because I added that decimal point, I've got to make sure he makes his way up to my quotient. So my answer is 3 4/10.